Cameron.
Ooh.
I know, that's a bad word, isn't it?
But I've been given worse words. I got a few labels nowadays.
But you really kind of have, I mean, I think we all have. If you care about what's going on in the country, you can't sit around anymore.
No, I think those days are over. At least I hope that they're over. Because there are others on the other side who are not sitting around. They are reformers. They're not sitting on the couch watching CNN or Fox sort of crying about a Republican, conservative, Christian win here or there. They're saying, we've got a ground game and we're relentless. We're not going to stop. And I think we could learn a lot of lessons from them.
Yeah. Scholastic, they have had their book fairs for years. And we've
over 100 years.
Yeah, and we've all grown to trust that brand as Disney. And they've kind of gone the way of Disney, haven't they?
That's right. That's right. They're now controllers in part of the woke matrix. And they're so massively influential. Have you ever wondered when you watch these videos of moms at school boards screaming and yelling about this sexually explicit content, this nudity, this pornography coming down to elementary school kids? Where does this stuff come from? Is it the board members? Is it the librarian who's into this weird stuff? No. There's a wolf in grandma's clothing, to use the Little Red Riding Hood metaphor. And that wolf, we have discovered, is the world's largest publisher and distributor of children's books, which is Scholastic. They're a billion-dollar company, around for over 100 years. They have over 100,000 book fairs across the country, hundreds every single day in public and private schools. And the books are increasingly laced with gender-confusing, race-infused, pornographic, sexually explicit material that you can't even advertise on Facebook. The conservative Christian conglomerate Meta is even saying you can't show that stuff. And those are adult standards. That's not even pointing out the fact that these are images and content for minors.
How is this even, honestly, how is this even legal or possible? What was the state that just passed the law that if you can't say it on FCC-regulated airwaves, you can't use it in schools?
That's right.
And I don't understand it when these school boards will sit there and say, as parents will angrily read a book that their kids brought home, and they'll say, that's not appropriate. What do you mean it's not appropriate? We're all adults.
Yeah, exactly. And Glenn and Stu, I want you to know that I'm not using hyperbole here. I didn't believe this until I bought the books and I read them myself. I'm holding them up here, and we've got Welcome to St. Hell, we've got Stars in Their Eyes, Rick, Melissa, George, all sorts of books. And in there is literally instruction manuals for preteen children on how to have sex as another gender and how to turn your female tiny sex organ into your very own 2-inch willy by injecting yourself with hormones.
Oh, my God.
You've got underage drinking, clothes off, in bed. You've got scars from top surgery, breast removal, pictures, drawings, cartoons. All of
Made
this.
for what age?
These are for 8 to 12.
Oh, my God.
And then it goes younger when it really gets into books like Julian is a Mermaid, where you have a grandmother who is what can only be described by me as grooming her grandson to explore the world of drag. These are for little kids. These are like kindergarten, first grade stuff.
Oh, my God.
And so you're now talking about studies from the United States government that reveal that you expose children to sexual material early, you increase their odds of being victimized, of going down aberrant trails.
We all know this. We've known this forever.
If you're a parent, you know all of this stuff. And the fact that there are federal laws prohibiting the distribution of pornographic and obscene materials for minors because it's harmful to them doesn't go away when you put it into books like this
cartoon.
and say that they're educational. It doesn't make them less obscene and any less harmful. And so we've got to wake up and not just, frankly, yell at the school board because they're heavily invested. They haven't read every book in their library, and the books are laced. It's like you get Halloween candy that's laced with fentanyl. You don't necessarily know that it's there, but Scholastic is lacing their books with obscene material in the middle of the pages with benign-looking covers, so they don't even know it's there. So what we need to do is say, now that we know, now that we're exposing it, let's stop yelling at the school board, turn around in the board meeting, look at the parents and say, hey, Mom and Dad, what are you doing? Why are you dropping your kids off here 7 hours a day to be indoctrinated by these people? Don't you understand that the whole point of this is to separate you from your children? You sexualize children, you drive a wedge between you and them. And they will go down roads because of their natural curiosity and their impressionable minds with teachers who are pushing this stuff.
Yes.
And Scholastic former CEO is saying we are committed to putting more and more of this material in more and more channels as we possibly can. In fact, they apologized to the leftist organizations when they pulled back a little bit in some of these book fairs and put these LGBTQ obscene other type pornographic material. They put it off to the side and said this is an optional package you could order. No. They want it mainstream, front and center, and so they apologized and doubled down on their efforts. This is Scholastic, the 1,000-pound gorilla in the space.
So what are you doing? Because you have been great in libraries. You are on this and becoming
Wait,
the
are
face.
they allowing you in libraries now? I thought you were getting kicked out of libraries. I thought that was your thing.
Well,
I didn't know they let you inside.
They're so inclusive, they don't let me in the front door.
Right, yeah. But you can get in.
But you can
through
get in
a window.
because this is America. Yes, and this is America. And there are many, many libraries who actually want us to come. So we have two things that I'm doing to sort of as a proposed solution to this horrible wolf in grandma's clothing. One, we've created a PDF so that parents can download the PDF and see everything that I'm talking about. Page, book number, author biographies, all of this stuff. You can show it to your fellow parents in the school, show it to your principal, show it to your librarians and school board members. Make them aware of what's going on. And then don't just stick it to them to figure it out. We have actually created a nonprofit. It was started by a concerned mother called Skytree Book Fairs. You can replace these harmful Scholastic book fairs with helpful, wholesome book fairs with 500 books that have all been vetted and screened to take out all of the nasty pornography and the critical race theory and the race stuff. And they're about wholesome, good values. And we already have over 700 public and private schools that have already begun the process of replacing Scholastic with Skytree book fairs. And the first one is coming up next month in Spotsylvania, Virginia.
First one.
Public school superintendent of the district is so excited about this. They have gotten rid of Scholastic. They're putting in Skytree book fairs. Public school.
How are they getting away with that?
Oh, because they can. They can choose what book fairs they want or don't want. The reason that so many public schools and private schools go with Scholastic is they're trusted, right? You think it's grandma.
Disney.
You don't know that grandma was eaten up by the wolf, and now he's dressed in this trusted clothing called Scholastic. The schools actually get money from the books that are sold at the book fairs, right? There's a percentage that goes back to the school, so that's part of their budget.
Does that happen with the Skytree books?
That's a good question. I believe it does. I believe that they get funds that come back to them to invest in more books like this and more programs that reinforce these values.
So how do you, first of all, how do you get the
PDF?
The PDF.
You just go to skytreebookfairs.org. It's a nonprofit. Skytreebookfairs.org. Download the PDF. It's really easy. You can text it to people, email it to people, and also there are instructions there on how to